girls, we are going to be reading Leelah's New Home, page 12 in your reading packet. This is what the front of the packet is. It says Mrs. Stranko. I'm not sure if yours does, but it's the reading packet. All right, we are going to be reading. I want you to look at this text feature. You can see a mommy pup or dog with her puppies. And this, I don't know who this is yet. Maybe it's Leelah. Leelah is a pecan freeze. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but at least we can look at that and say, okay, I know what that is, the type of dog they are. She has very fluffy white fur and big dark eyes. Leelah lives with her mother, brother, and sister. Unlike her brother and sister, she is a very shy dog. When people come to look at them, she shies away from them. All right, I am rethinking now. This isn't Leelah. Neither is this. She's a puppy because she lives with her mom and her brother and sister, it said. So which one of these pups do you think is Leelah? Let's see, she is a very shy dog, unlike her brother and sister. So I'm thinking this must be Leelah. This is our main character. Let's find where we stopped. Our second paragraph. You must be brave, says her mother, or you're never going to get home. I like it here, says Leelah, with you, Mama. Leelah's mother shakes her head. You must find another home, Leelah. All good puppies find a home of their own. No matter how many times Leelah's mother tells her this, the young puppy refuses to be brave. She doesn't want to meet strangers. She doesn't want them to pet her soft white fur. Leelah and her family live across the street from Lacey's pet shop. One cold winter day, Leelah is bundled up by her owner and swept across the street to the pet shop. I want to talk about this saying right here, swept across the street. That's called an idiomatic expression. Doesn't mean that she took a broom and swept this poor puppy across the street. It just means she took her and went across the street with her. There is a hustle and bustle of motion and words. Leelah tries hard not to be scared, but she can't help cowering in fright. Cowering means to like scrunch down and hide. Don't leave me here, she says. Please, I'll let them pet me. I'll be brave. Her owner just pets Leelah on the head and tells her, be a good girl. I'm sure you're going to have a home soon. Lacey's pet shop is very big. Leelah is given a crate all to herself with plenty of room to run around and play. However, the problem is that she doesn't feel like playing. She feels like sleeping, sniffling, and missing her home. Let's turn the page, boys and girls. Our story's not over yet. Here we go. Leelah is right next to the crate of an orange tabby cat. He keeps rubbing against the glass, dividing their pens. Hey, what's with the sad eyes? The cat questions. Look at that picture. Look at him rubbing. That's a tabby, the ones that are striped. Rubbing against the crate. I miss my home, says Leelah. I miss my mother. I'm sure you do, says the cat. You can call me Buster. don't I introduce you to the family? Leelah says, they aren't my family. Oh, they aren't yet, purrs Buster, but they will be. There are 10 hamsters hiding in the shavings. There are 9 parakeets singing. There are 8 rabbits eating carrots. There are 7 kittens purring. There are 6 lizards sunbathing. There are 5 pugs playing. There are 4 goldfish swimming. There are 3 snakes hissing. There are 2 chameleons changing color. And there is 1 rat eating cheese. Although Leelah still misses her home very much, she can't help but wag her tail as each new animal friend is introduced. She says, I guess living here won't be that bad. Buster winks at her and says, you're going to have all kinds of fun. It's a cute story. This reminds me of the 12 Days of Christmas. All right, boys and girls, we're going to look at our questions now on the attached page. And remember, Mrs. Workus always says you can tear out the story so that you don't have to flip back and forth to answer the questions. All right, we're going to underline the text evidence in the color shown. Today we're talking about details from the illustrations and story. That's the written part. Illustrations are the pictures that help you understand what Leelah is like. So let's look at the illustrations. Here's Leelah. She looks really scared there, doesn't she? Even there, look at that little face. She does not look happy. She still looks scared. Oh, but here, look at the difference in her face. Look at her tail wagging. Those little lines show that it's wagging. Usually when a pup wags their tail, they're pretty happy. Look at that face, the difference. So right here, you're going to say two details from the illustration and the story. So one detail from the illustration, one detail from the text. So in the illustration, look at those pictures and tell, what did she look like at the beginning? What can you tell from that? Leelah looks really scared compared to her brothers and sisters. Here she looks really scared, but then at the end, at the last illustration, she's looking a bit happier. Then in the text, we read lots about what Leelah is like. She is a very shy dog. She refuses to be brave. She doesn't want to meet strangers. She begs, please don't leave me here. There's lots of evidence in the text about what kind of puppy she is. I miss my mother. I miss home. So tell what Leelah is like. All right. Which sentence from the story tells a detail that is shown in the first illustration? This is the first illustration. Let's see. A, Leelah and her family live across the street from Lacey's pet shop. Does that show that in that first illustration? I remember reading that, but it doesn't tell you that in the first illustration, does it? Don't leave me here, she says. Please, I'll let them pet me. I'll be brave. Does that show that in that picture? And how about Leelah lives with her mother, brother, and sister. Unlike her brother and sister, she is a very shy dog. That one sounds pretty good. Look at that picture. Look at Leelah. But let's read all the answers that we can choose from. There is a hustle and a bustle of motion and words. Leelah tries hard not to be scared, but she can't help cowering in fright. Do you think that picture shows that? Definitely shows her cowering or being scared, but I don't think it shows a lot of hustle and bustle. And so I think you probably have figured out which one it is. Not to mention, right here in the beginning, the first paragraph kind of tells you what that illustration is about. Okay, question 3. What is the mood at the beginning of the story? Use details from the story and illustrations to support your answer. Well, at the beginning of the story, if you remember, Leelah is she's scared. She doesn't want people to pet her, because usually people come to look at puppies to see if they want to adopt them. She doesn't want to. So, the mood is kind of the feelings. To me, I felt the mood was like scared and nervous and sad. She's really scared. She doesn't want to leave her mommy. She wants to stay, home. So that shows that in the picture, and it shows it. Look, I like it here. Her mom says, you must be brave or you're never going to get a home. But I like it here with you. So there's some text evidence here too. Leelah's mom tells her to be brave, but the young puppy refuses to be brave. She doesn't want to meet strangers. She doesn't want them to pet her fur. So yes, the mood is definitely scared, nervous, sad. You can tell from that picture. You could talk about the picture and also use some text evidence, because it says use details from the story and illustrations to support your answer. So if you say the mood at the beginning of the story is sad and nervous, give evidence why you say that. Okay, question number 4. Which sentence from the story best supports the illustration of Leelah and the cat? All right, let's look at that picture of the cat. Remember the tabby talking to her? So there are 10 hamsters hiding in the shavings. There are 9 parakeets singing. Is that from that picture? He keeps rubbing against the glass, dividing the pens. Hey, what's with the sad eyes? The cat questions. I see him rubbing. I remember him talking right here. Hey, what's with the sad eyes? I remember that. But let's read all the possible answers. Lacey's pet shop is very big. Leelah is given a crate all to herself with plenty of room to run around and play. Well, sure, we see her crate there, but I don't think that's the best answer for that illustration. Although Leelah still misses her home very much, she can't help but wag her tail as each new animal friend is introduced. That's that picture. There's no cat there. Here's the cat picture. So I think you should know. Based on the last illustration in the text, how does Leelah feel about being at Lacey's pet shop in the end? All right. Here she is at the end, and here's that last paragraph. Okay, that's the end. So let's see. Leelah feels sad because she misses her mother. Leelah feels excited to meet new friends at the pet shop. Leelah feels nervous to meet new friends at the pet shop. Leelah feels upset and doesn't want to meet any new friends at the pet shop. I bet if you look there and reread that end, you would easily find the answer. And now let's look at number 6. What is the mood at the end of the story? Oh, the mood really changed from the beginning, didn't it? Just in the illustration, you can see the mood has changed. She doesn't look like that anymore. So the mood is definitely not sad and nervous anymore. The mood is the opposite of that, right? So you tell what the mood is, and then tell me something from the illustration that proves that, and something from the text that proves that. Like what she says or what Buster says is a good way to prove that. So how does Leelah change from the beginning of the story to the end of the story? So you need to say, at the beginning of the story, Leelah was blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the story, she changes, and now she is blah, 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 blah. Of course, you're going to fill in the blah, 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 aren't you, boys and girls? All right, lovelies. I will see you doing a great job on this. Go forth and be smart.